Hi, you guys. I am Mahogany. Welcome back to my channel. If you have never been here before, I'm Mahogany Walden. I have this platform for all things pertaining to faith, femininity, and lifestyle. And I realize I don't talk about my lifestyle a lot at all. I give a lot of Christian content, but I do want to talk about some work related content and things that I do professionally. I think that a lot of my followers would be interested to know just a little bit about my professional background. I think that sharing is caring. Excuse my email going off in the background. But I did want to just come to you guys and share a little bit more about me, a side of me that you guys might not know about. So, professionally, I am a media relations manager for the Hampton Convention and Visitor Bureau. So, I work in destination marketing. I work technically in the world of PR, but I just wanted to share a little bit about my background. So I have been in the world of communications now for about 6 years. Yes. um, I went to school in undergrad at Norfolk State University. Behold, I graduated in 2016 with a BS in mass communications and journalism. I worked a little bit in the field. Then in 2018, I went and got my master's online from the University of Southern California. Fight on. And my degree program was communication management. So I am a master of communication management. That's what my degree is in. Um, but yeah, I started off working in communications right after college, maybe about a year after college. It took me a little while to get my foot in the door. And that's something that I think a lot of people in the world of communications just have to be mindful of is that we work in a very competitive field. Okay. Communications, super competitive. Journalism, super competitive, right? So I got my foot in the door about a year after I graduated. I was a marketing specialist. It didn't work out. I only had that job for like a month. Um, it was a crazy job with a company that was kind of like locally owned and operated. It was not a good fit. So after that, literally the next week after I got fired, I was hired as a content marketing coordinator for Homes.com. I did that for about 2 years and I was promoted to a content manager. I loved the job until they kind of switched things up on us and I was moved to a different department and it just didn't really work. So I took a sabbatical, focused on my master's um, for about 6 months. Really honed in on finishing that program. And when I graduated with my master's degree, I moved on to the world of higher ed and I worked at William and Mary, which is a small public Ivy university here in Virginia, one of the oldest universities in our nation. I was a communications manager there for their university advancement department. Loved the job, but I was only there literally for a month and I got offered a position in New York City. So I've been a little bit all over the place with my work experience. Going to New York City, it was like a marketer's dream, you know, in the world of communications, a lot of us feel like we made it when we make it to the big city. But my big city my big city dream was curtailed by COVID. And the company that I was working for was a startup. It was just a lot of things going on. The corporate politics and the workplace culture were not a good fit for me in New York City. So I came back to Virginia. And over the pandemic, from July 2021 to May of this year, I worked as a public relations specialist for a high tech company. And I did that online. They were based out of Florida. Then, because sometimes in the startup world, they were a tech startup, sometimes, jobs are lost. If that company cannot sustain itself, that's what happened. So I was laid off from that role, and I have now been the media relations manager for the city of Hampton the Hampton Convention and Visitor Bureau, or our tourism department here in the city of Hampton, which is the city that I was born and raised in. And I have been loving it. I have been flourishing at this job, learning a lot. Destination marketing is new for me, but it's a great industry to be in. Tourism and hospitality is a very, very good industry. And we're seeing how this industry has changed, throughout this pandemic. We are still figuring things out as we look at what's next in this post pandemic society. I know we shouldn't say that, but, in municipal government, local government, these are things that people are trying to figure out. What's the future of travel? I should also mention that I am a communications professor at Virginia Union University. I don't make mention of this a lot because it is something that I do as an adjunct. So I am part time, and I try to keep my full time position separate from my part time position. I do my part time position in my spare time, but I don't want anything to conflict with my full time job. So I usually don't even tell people that I'm a part time professor, because then they're like, "When do you have time to be a professor?" I make the time for it. Trust me, I'm a very busy lady and I'm used to being busy. So evenings and weekends, y'all, Virginia Union has all my time. um, but at Virginia Union, I teach news writing or broadcast writing. I taught media law this year, or communication law, I should say, and PR research. Again, it sounds like I'm doing a lot, but again, I'm pretty boring. So my personal time is usually spent working on my classes, which are remote. So, um, a little bit about PR, PR, public relations specialist, media relations, this field, we are all about getting the job done, right? By writing press releases, connecting key players at our, you know, client organization or for the organizations that we work with. We are those people who help to maintain reputations. We get press interviews, we arrange press conferences and other events, we compose web and online copy. A little bit of my role, I kind of work pretty collaboratively with our digital media specialist who does a lot of our social media and website um, content, and she creates a lot of that. I work super close with her. I create newsletters that go on our website and go out to, visitors who sign up for our newsletters. I write press releases all day long, you guys. I work with our PR software. We use Meltwater. Um, I work out of that software to build my media list. I research journalists. I come up with media plans and, just like strategic plans that we use to promote Hampton as a great region, as a great city in our region. I work with influencers a lot. And I help our organization to secure earned media, and I track our press coverage, right? So, how did I get into this role? Like I said, my background educationally is in mass communication and journalism. My master's degree covered a lot of PR and organizational leadership in one. So, everything from crises communications to internal communications, and communicating organizational change and policy change. I learned a lot about stuff like that in my degree program. So I think all of that pivoted well into me finding a career in destination marketing and as a media relations manager. And all of my my titles that I've had prior to this role that I'm in now, they all kind of lended themselves well, based on my background and my degree fields. So, for those looking to get into the world of PR, I will say it is a lot of fun being involved in, event management, event marketing, being involved in, just like public relations, the press, interacting with journalists and the media, being like the face sometimes and the voice of an organization. It's a lot of fun. I did intern with a boutique agency that worked with like celebrities. So, promoting them, promoting their events, their launches and stuff. It's a lot of fun, but I will say that a good PR specialist or a good publicist, they have a few things, a few skills, and a few things about them that really sets them apart from just like your average day to day, I guess, marketing specialist. In PR, you have to be on trend and be in the know. You have to stay up to date about everything going on in the news and the industry that you're in or interested in. I look at our local news stations' websites like every few hours that I'm in the office. I watch the news on a regular basis. I consume a lot of news. So, we're on trend. We know what's going on. We're aware of, seasonal and quarterly things that might impact, our businesses, our clients, our organizations that we work for, right? Um, I believe that PR specialists and publicists, have to know the art of persuasion. And what we do, PR is not manipulation. And I think that for decades, people looked at PR as like reputation management, crises management, as the people who put out fires. And while this is true, there's another side of PR, and that is just strategic communications, Um, when there's major scandals and issues and crises, people always think, oh, we're just going to lie to cover those things up. But usually we're coming up with the best ways to build trust with the public, to regain authority and brand image and reputation and brand recognition. So it's not just about lying, but it's about highlighting those important aspects and those positive things about a person, a place, or an organization. So you have to use your persuasion skills to be able to do that. You have to be mindful. Crises, they do happen. Maintaining your brand's reputation is a huge aspect of PR. And in PR, research, you just want to gauge the temperature of an audience or of the public's feelings towards your organization or your client. You want to figure out what people are saying online, and you want to get into the habit of researching, sentiments and using media monitoring tools. You have to learn the art of being able to take negative information and maybe turning it into a positive. And that's just not people saying bad things. It could be the fact that nobody knows nothing about the entity, the person, the organization that you're working for. And sometimes, radio silence is just as bad as negative stories being said about your client or your organization, your employer, right? So, for instance, when I worked for the tech startup, nobody really knew what that business was. Nobody really knew what they were doing. So it was my job to kind of start to build those sentiments through sharing the company story, sharing what impact this company was looking to have on the areas that they were based in. I shared a lot about their corporate social responsibility and how they were using tech to have an impact on um, their clients and the community and things of that nature. So I work with a lot of different entities uh, throughout our organization to make sure that we were communicating what our technology does, how it helps to improve lives and everything. But I came in when there was kind of like this base point. There was no knowledge out there about the company. We were starting from scratch and we wanted to build upon that. Some people, are drowning in negative news about their company or about the person that they're working for. And now they have to reshape the public perspective about their company or the person who they're working for. So you just want to be mindful that that's a huge skill to have, is the art of persuasion, being able to control a narrative or create a narrative. It can be a lot. It can be a lot to juggle. It can be a lot to figure out and uncover, but these are great skills to have. Um, Also, if you want to be in PR, you have to be a master communicator. Your writing skills, your public speaking skills, social media skills, listening skills, judgment, time management, creativity, and just overall being a researcher, all of that stuff should be top notch if you are looking to work in this field. Um, all of those skills are equally important. Um, and you'll be surprised working in PR, you even if you don't have a background in PR, you would be surprised what skills are transferable from customer service, um, from, all sorts of different industries. Like I said, my background is pretty colorful as far as the different types of roles that I've had in communications and the different industries I've worked for and the different types of companies. But it all lends itself well to what I'm doing now in destination marketing. I needed some of that experience from working for Homes.com, a real estate based company. I needed some of those skills to know what home buyers are interested in, what people are interested in when they move to a new city, a new area. What are people looking at? What are they thinking about as far as their quality of life and their lifestyle? I learned a lot of that through working at Homes.com, and that translates well to the tourism and travel industry. You know what I mean? So these are all just things to be mindful of. I hope that this video helps you guys to learn a little bit more about me, but I also hope that you learn a little bit about PR. I'm happy to chit chat with anybody who wants to pick my brain. I love mentoring. I love, advising, consulting, giving people tips, tidbits, tricks of the trades, um, things of that nature. So if you want to connect, please follow me on Instagram or send me an email. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you at a later time when I upload another video. Might be more work content. um, so you guys have a great one. Bye.